Welcome to PTCB 2026 Math and Sig Mastery. This video will cover formulas, calculations, ratios, and clinical pearls essential for pharmacy technicians. We offer 50 questions with detailed answers, charts, conversions, and exam traps to help you prepare. Here is a clinical calculation question. A patient is 176 pounds, and the dose is 1.5 milligrams per kilogram. First, convert the weight to kilograms, then calculate the total dose, and finally determine the volume to dispense, which is 3 milliliters. Remember to ensure accurate lb to kilogram conversion, and for the clinical pearl, always double-check high concentration infusions for accuracy. Let's review the Sig and Days supply calculation, Q12H versus b.i.d. The prescription is for 60 tablets, taking 1 tablet Q12H. Q12H means every 12 hours, which is 2 tabs per day. The day's supply is 30 days. The exam trap is that Q12H is not the same as b.i.d. Q12H is specific timing. Use Q12H to help avoid school time peaks for children. Question 1 focuses on an albuterol inhaler day's supply calculation. The patient uses 2 puffs Q6HPRN with 200 puffs in the inhaler. Maximum use is 8 puffs per day, resulting in a 25-day supply. Always round down for non-divisible doses in inhalers. Note that real use is often 80% of calculated use, so advise patients to track usage with a phone app. This practice question involves amoxicillin suspension. The goal is to calculate the total volume to dispense for 7 days. The step-by-step calculation leads to 78.75 milliliters. The exam trap is calculating for exact days versus dispensing a standard bottle size. The practical clinical pearl is to dispense a full standard bottle of 100 milliliters, reducing waste. Let's look at the fentanyl patch days supply question. 5 patches are dispensed. Used Q72H. The answer is 15 days, calculated by 5 patches, multiplied by 3 days per patch. The exam trap is assuming Q72H means daily use. A clinical pearl is to counsel on patch rotation sites, and 15 days aligns with the prescriber visit. The latanoprost drops question asks for the day's supply. The Sig is 1 drop in both eyes at bedtime, 80 drops per milliliter. The total drops are 200, and daily usage is 2 drops per day. This gives a 100-day supply. The exam trap is forgetting the OU multiplier, which doubles the daily usage. Also, teach patients to remove contacts before administration. This is a tapering calculation question for methylprednisolone. The order is to taper 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tablets daily. The total is 21 tablets over 6 days. The exam trap is miscalculating the total tablets or days. A clinical pearl is to provide a calendar blister pack, as patients often confuse step-down regimens with PRN dosing. For the warfarin days supply calculation, we dispense 30 tablets of 5 milligrams. The dose is variable based on INR. To calculate the max days supply, assume the lowest dose, 1 tab per day, resulting in 30 days. The trap is the variable dosing. The clinical pearl is to label the medication, take as directed, and include a printed patient education sheet. This dosage calculation is for morphine. The order is 1/4 grain IM stat, with a stock of 10 milligram per milliliter. The key is to remember the conversion. 1 grain equals 60 milligrams. 1/4 grain is 15 milligrams, requiring 1.5 milliliters. Memorizing the grain to mg conversion is a trap. Remember, stat means immediately, and double-check handwritten orders. Here is another dosage calculation practice question for KCL. The order is 30 MEq po bid, with a stock of 10 MEq per 5 milliliters. The answer is 15 milliliters per dose. The trap is to watch out for units, MEq, not mg. The clinical pearl is to limit the dose to 20 MEq to reduce GI upset and verify the prescriber's intent. The insulin calculation question asks for the volume of 50 units in a U100 syringe. U100 is 100 units per milliliter, so 50 units equals 0.5 milliliters. Be mindful of concentration differences, as U500 exists. Never use a tuberculin syringe for U100, as this can cause 5-fold errors. This slide covers the weight conversion calculation from pounds to kilograms. A patient weighs 165 lb. To convert to kilogram, divide 165 by the factor 2.2, which equals 75 kilogram. The exam trap is forgetting to divide instead of multiply. The clinical pearl is to always weigh patients with an accurate scale, never estimate. For temperature conversion, we convert 8 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. The formula is $text C times 1.8 plus 32 equals text F $, which results in 46.4 degrees Fahrenheit. The exam trap is omitting the 1.8 factor. This is critical for medication storage, and if a fridge alarm sounds, recalibrate immediately to prevent product loss. We are converting 88 micrograms of levothyroxine to milligrams. The correct answer is 0.088 milligrams. The trap is omitting the leading zero. Always use a leading zero for decimals less than 1 to prevent misinterpretation and a potential tenfold error. This is an irrigation bottle calculation. We need 0.45 L and have 500 milliliters bottles. Since 0.45 L is 450 milliliters, and 450 milliliters is less than 500 milliliters, only one bottle is needed. Partial bottles increase contamination risk, so use a single unit if possible. This dosage calculation converts household measurements to metric. A child dose of 1.5 teaspoons needs to be converted to ml for a syringe. The common knowledge trap is that 1 teaspoon is 5 milliliters. Therefore, 1.5 times 5 equals 7.5 milliliters. Clinical pearl, household spoons vary. Always supply an oral syringe. We are converting fluid ounces to milliliters for bottle labeling. A bottle contains 12 fluid ounces. We multiply 12 fluid ounces by 30 milliliters per fluid ounce to get 360 milliliters. The trap is using the exact conversion of 29.57 milliliters. The FDA requires metric units on labels, and standard practice is to round to the nearest 5 milliliters for clarity. This is a dosage calculation using ratio and proportion. If 250 milligrams is in 5 milliliters, how many mg are in 3 milliliters? Set up the ratio with the same units left to right. The answer is 150 milligrams. The trap is inverting the ratio during setup. Setting up the units left-right reduces cross-multiplication errors. We are converting hydrocortisone 2% cream to milligram per gram. 2% equals 2 grams per 100 grams. Converting 2 grams to 2,000 milligrams, the result is 20 milligrams per gram. The trap is focusing on the wrong total weight. A clinical pearl is using the mnemonic 1% equals 10 milligrams per gram to quickly check your answer. This slide is a placeholder and has no additional script content. This slide is a placeholder and has no additional script content. This slide is a placeholder and has no additional script content. This slide is a placeholder and has no additional script content. This slide is a placeholder and has no additional script content. This slide is a placeholder and has no additional script content. This slide is a placeholder and has no additional script content. This slide is a placeholder and has no additional script content. This slide is a placeholder and has no additional script content.